The air smelled like salt and expensive perfume. I stood near the doorway of the huge beach house, my tablet held tightly. My father, Frank, waved a hand toward the massive windows showing the ocean. "Look at this, Leo. Just look at it. This view is what winning looks like." He squeezed my brother's shoulder. Leo smiled widely, a tape measure already in his hand. "The sofa will fit perfectly here," he announced. "And we can mount a giant TV on that wall." He was acting like the house was already his. My mother, Helen, walked in from the kitchen. "It's just right for you, sweetheart. You and Clara need a beautiful place like this." I stayed quiet, my fingers tapping on my tablet screen. The house was amazing. It had 4 big bedrooms and had been recently fixed up. The price was $2.9 million. For a beachfront property, it was a good deal. "So, what do you think, Nina?" my mom asked me. She was just being polite. "It's a very solid property," I said simply. My dad turned to me. His face showed he felt a little sorry for me. "Leo needs this more than you do. He's building a real business, a future. Your little consulting gig is fine, but this is different." My little consulting gig. That's what they always called it. Leo didn't even look up from his measuring. "No offense, sis, but you're more of a condo person. Something smaller is easier to manage." The real estate agent, a sharp-looking woman named Brenda Shaw, cleared her throat. "The property has a lot of interest. If you're serious, I'd suggest moving quickly." My dad puffed out his chest. "We'll take it. Leo, call your bank. Let's make this official." I didn't say anything. I just continued my own private tour. I walked through every room, taking pictures and notes. I checked the quality of the kitchen cabinets and the locks on the windows. "Nina, honey, you don't need to inspect everything," my mom said softly. "This is Leo's house." I just smiled. "I'm curious about the build quality, that's all." But I was looking at much more than just the house. What I didn't tell them was that my notes were about the whole Sapphire Coast development. There were 12 beach houses built by a company called Ocean View Builders. The whole complex was worth over $40 million. I knew a secret. Ocean View Builders had spent too much money. They were in debt and needed to sell fast. I had known this for 2 months. My phone buzzed in my pocket. It was a message from my lawyer, Arthur Jones. "Ocean View accepted your offer. Closing is Monday at 3 p.m. Congratulations." I typed a quick reply. "Perfect. Thank you, Arthur." I felt a strange calm. "Leo needs this more than you." My dad's words replayed in my head as I watched my brother plan his new life. Sunday dinner at my parents' house was a tradition. The table was full of food. My dad raised his wine glass. A toast to Leo and his new beach house. A man who knows how to build a real future. We all clinked glasses. I smiled and took a small sip. "The loan is approved," Leo announced. "We close on Friday." Brenda said other people wanted it, but we were the fastest. His fiancée, Clara, held his hand. "I've already chosen the patio furniture. It's going to be incredible." "You'll have to visit all the time, Nina," Leo said, like he was doing me a favor. "We'll have a huge party. Maybe it will inspire you to aim higher with your work." My mom passed me a bowl of potatoes. "Nina does just fine. Not everyone needs a giant house." "I'm really happy for you," I said. And I meant it, but not for the reasons they thought. My dad leaned back, looking proud. "At your age, I was still renting. You're doing better than I was. That's what a father wants." He never said he wanted that for me, too. My successes were invisible to him. How is the consulting going, Nina? Clara asked, trying to include me. It's busy, I said. I've been working on some property deals lately. Commercial analysis. That sounds complicated, she replied, her eyes already glazing over. It was complicated. It was also very, very profitable. But I learned long ago that explaining my real job was useless. They heard consultant and thought of boring meetings. What I really did was find properties that were worth more than people thought, buy them, and make a lot of money. My own money had grown from almost nothing to over $60 million in 3 years. I owned a part of a tech company and 3 office buildings. And now, since Monday, I owned all 12 houses at Sapphire Coast. You should talk to Leo about real estate, my dad said. He could teach you a thing or two. Leo nodded, looking wise. Always happy to help, sis. I know a lot about property value through my work. I appreciate that, I said. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Arthur. The property manager confirmed. All 12 units are rented. You will get about $130,000 every month. The first payment is next week. I excused myself and went to the bathroom to call him. Is everything finalized? I asked Arthur quietly. Completely. The property is in your name. You own the house your brother wants. The closing he has scheduled is meaningless. I felt a thrill mixed with nerves. What about the agent, Brenda Shaw? I asked. She has been informed of the ownership change. She will handle the situation with your family. Good, I said. Thank you. I hung up and looked at myself in the mirror. The secret was getting too big to hold. Soon, they would all know. I went back to the dinner table. They were now talking about Leo and Clara's wedding. They wanted to have it on the beach, of course, at the new house. On Monday morning, I was in my office. It was a quiet space on the top floor of a building I owned. My business partner, Walter Pierce, walked in with a smile. Congratulations on Sapphire Coast. That is a fantastic purchase. Thank you, Walter. The numbers were just too good to ignore. He looked at me carefully. Your family still doesn't know the truth, do they? He asked. They think I organize spreadsheets for a living, I said with a small laugh. You'll have to tell them soon, he warned. I know, I sighed. This Friday, when Leo shows up to buy a house that already belongs to me. The week went by slowly. I worked on my other projects, but my mind was on Friday. On Wednesday night, Leo called me. Hey Nina. I'm texting you the address. 47, Ocean View Drive. We close Friday at 2. We'll probably go right after to start planning the renovations. Sounds great, I said, my voice steady. You should come by this weekend, he offered. Brenda said there were other offers, but ours was the best. Dad helped us with the down payment. It was a lot of money, but we're ready. My chest felt tight. My dad had given Leo over $500,000. When I finished college, I got a $5,000 check and advice to find a safe job. That's really generous of Dad, I managed to say. He believes in investing in my future, Leo said proudly. Anyway, Clara and I are looking at paint samples. Talk later. After he hung up, I sat in my quiet apartment. I thought about all the times they had ignored my achievements. They were so sure of my small life. They had no idea about the world I had built for myself. My phone rang. It was Brenda Shaw. Ms. Whitmore? I'm confirming our meeting for Friday. I'll have your family there at 2:30. I've prepared the documents. I understand this is awkward, I said. I appreciate your help. May I ask, Brenda said carefully, did you know your brother wanted that specific house? Yes, I did, I answered honestly. And you bought the whole group of houses anyway? She asked. I bought the development because it's a great investment. The timing with my brother was a coincidence. That wasn't the whole truth. I had moved faster when I found out about Leo's offer, but the deal was already happening. I see, Brenda said, though she sounded unsure. I'll see you on Friday. Friday afternoon arrived. I got to the beach house at 2:15. Brenda was already there, waiting by her car. Brenda gave me a professional smile. Ms. Whitmore, this is certainly a unique situation. Please, call me Nina. And thank you for handling this. It's my job, she said. But I admit, this is a first for me. Just then, 2 cars pulled up. My parents' black car and Leo's shiny blue one. They all got out, looking happy and excited. Leo was carrying a bottle of champagne. Clara had a small gift bag. They saw Brenda, and then they saw me. Nina, my mom said, confused. What are you doing here? I asked her to come, Brenda said smoothly. There's been a development. Let's talk inside. We all walked into the living room. Leo put the champagne down on the counter. He looked worried. What's this about? Is there a problem with the house? My dad crossed his arms. Brenda, if there's a financing issue, we can handle it. The financing is fine, Brenda said. The problem is that this property was sold before your closing could happen. Leo's face turned pale. What? But we had a deal. You said it was locked in. You had an accepted offer, Brenda corrected gently. But the company that owned these houses sold all 12 of them to another buyer. That sale closed on Monday. Clara gasped. But we were approved. How can they do that? The contract wasn't final yet, Brenda explained. The new buyer purchased the entire development. Who? My dad demanded, his voice loud and angry. Who bought it? Brenda looked directly at me. Would you like to explain, Ms. Whitmore? Everyone turned to stare at me. The room was completely silent. I did, I said, my voice calm and clear. I bought all 12 of these houses on Monday. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Leo let out a harsh laugh. That's a joke, right? This isn't funny, Nina. I'm not joking. I opened my tablet, found the legal documents, and handed it to him. It's all right here. Leo stared at the screen. His eyes moved back and forth, reading the words. His expression changed from disbelief to shock. This can't be real. It is completely real, Brenda confirmed. I have seen the paperwork. Nina is the legal owner. My dad grabbed the tablet from Leo. His hands were shaking. This says a $43 million cash purchase. This is impossible. Where did you get that kind of money? From my business, I said. My consulting business. Consultants don't make $40 million. Leo almost shouted. What is really going on? I took a deep breath. This was the moment. I don't make slideshows. I find commercial properties that are undervalued, and I buy them. I have clients with a lot of money. I manage their investments. I've been doing this for 3 years. My own company is worth about $68 million. My mom sat down on the stairs, her hand over her heart. 68 million, she whispered. And you never told us? I tried, I said, looking at each of them. But you never really listened. You always called it my little projects. Leo was still holding the tablet. So last week when we were here, you already knew you were buying this place? I knew I was trying to buy the whole development. The deal closed on Monday. And you didn't say anything? He cried. You let me measure for furniture. You let Dad give me all that money. I didn't let you do anything, I said, my voice getting firmer. You assumed you were buying it. You assumed I was too small to afford anything here. Those were your mistakes, not my lies. You did this to hurt him, my dad said, his face dark with anger. You knew he wanted this and you stole it. I made a smart business investment, I corrected him. I've been working on this for months. Leo wanting one house was just a coincidence. Brenda spoke up. The timeline is correct. Nina's offer was in long before your tour. My mom looked at me, her eyes sad. Why, Nina? Why didn't you tell us when we were here? Because you wouldn't have believed me, I said simply. If I had told you that day that I was buying this whole place, what would you have said? The silence was my answer. They would have laughed. They would have patted my head. They never would have believed me. Leo handed the tablet back to me. So what now? You keep the house? What are you going to do with it? It's rented to a family from New York until the end of the year. After that, I might sell it or keep renting it. We could still buy it from you, Clara said suddenly. Right? We could just buy it from you now. I looked at her. The price is still $2.9 million. You have the down payment. You can get a loan for the rest. But your father already gave Leo the money, my mom protested. That money is for a house. He can use it to buy this house from me. The price is the same. My dad's fists were clenched. After what you did, after this power move, you expect us to just do business with you. It's not a power move, it's business, I said. We're family, he shouted. Exactly, I said, my voice quiet but strong. We're family. That should make this easier, not harder. Leo wants the house. I own it. We can make a fair deal. It's that simple. Leo grabbed Clara's hand. I can't do this. I need to leave. They walked out quickly, not looking back. My parents stayed, staring at me like I was a stranger they had just met. I don't understand you, my mom said, her voice soft and hurt. When did you become so cold? I didn't become cold, I said. I just stopped waiting for you to see that I was warm. My dad shook his head. You let us think you were just getting by. I never said that. You assumed it. Every time I tried to tell you about my life, you changed the subject. So yes, I stopped trying. Brenda Shaw quietly picked up her briefcase. I'll give you all some privacy. Don't bother, my dad said coldly. We're leaving. He looked at me one last time. I hope this was worth it. And then they were gone. The big house was suddenly very quiet. Brenda and I were alone. That was difficult, she said. Yes, I agreed. For what it's worth, she added, you are a very impressive businesswoman. This was a brilliant purchase. Thank you, Brenda. After she left, I walked through the empty rooms. I thought about Leo's plans and Clara's wedding dreams. I looked at the ocean view. My phone buzzed. It was Walter. How did it go? He asked. About as expected, I texted back. They're angry. I feel tired. They'll come around, he replied. Give them time. A new message popped up. It was from Leo. We need to talk. Dinner on Sunday. Sunday dinner was quiet. Finally, Leo spoke. I was really mad. But Clara helped me see something. You didn't do this to be mean. You did it because it was a good deal. That's right, I said. My dad sighed. The 68 million, how? So I told them everything. I explained my first small deal, how I saved my money, how I learned. They listened, really listened, for the first time. I'm sorry, my dad said, and he hugged me. My mom and Leo joined in. It felt like a new beginning. Later, Leo asked, "So, about the house, can we still?" "Yes," I said. "We'll make it happen." And 3 months later, I stood in the living room of 47 Ocean View Drive one last time, handing the keys to my brother. "Thank you, Nina," he said, "for everything." We stood on the patio, watching the sunset paint the sky. I had my family back, and I hadn't compromised my success to get it. It was better than any viral story. If you've made it this far, you understand what I learned. Respect is non-negotiable. My worth wasn't defined by my family's assumptions, not by who got the beach house, the credit, or their belief. For years, my silence seemed like weakness, but it was my secret weapon. My patience was my power. If this story resonated with you, share it with anyone who's been made to feel invisible. Tell them this: your quietness doesn't make you small. Your boundaries don't make you difficult. Your relentless survival makes you extraordinary. Your worth was never up for debate. It was only waiting for you to remember it, claim it, and build your own empire, just like I did. The revolution begins when you decide to write your own ending.